How you doing? This is Ken Sparks from Bright Light Systems, and this will be the VFD tuning and construction. This particular one is going to be for my Camelback drill press. It's 3/4 horsepower. It's about 100 years old, so I've been running it on another one, and it's working real good. So I got to construct its own dedicated unit. These run, I think, about 140 bucks. And yes, they're from China, but there's a local, on eBay, a local supplier, forgot, it's probably California, that sends these out. You get them in less than a week. So it's a Huanayang inverter. He is model number H Hotel Yankee HY. Okay, I thought I knew the model number. Let me check here. There we go. Hotel Yankee 03 D as in dog 023 B as in Baker. So he's three-phase output. He's two-phase input, or single-phase, 220, and he can supposed to deliver 13 amperes up to 400 hertz. Or they claim it's a 3 horsepower inverter. So, oh well, yeah, look at that. Right. Okay. So first we'll do this. We'll do the control box. We'll turn him off. And now, as far as safety goes, this is a test unit. It's got 220 coming in here, and a couple of 110 plugs for utility. A double pole, single throw switch. You want to open both sides of the 220 line with your toggle switch, not one side. That would be not good. So both sides of the 220 line are open, and this thing has large capacity, so it runs about 20 seconds longer after you turn the switch off. So this is a must, especially on the bench. It also is a unit switch you have to use when this is on the machine. You easily could use this type of switch on the machine and wire directly to the unit, and I'm sure it would be fine. The one I like to use is this little bit of price. So good switch though. All right, so we'll go over this box. Let me talk about the cable. You see, it's got an Ethernet cable on it. It's not Ethernet controlled. This is not Ethernet or Wi-Fi link or anything else. I just use the cable to carry the DC control voltage for the switch and the pot between these two units. And these are RJ11s, I believe they are. RJ11 plugs, jacks to a breakout wire. So he's an LCOM part, ECJ 504-8. 504-8. So I don't think they're but a buck or $2 a piece. You order it from LCOM, L-com, and they'll send it out to you, no problem. So and the mailing wasn't very much money. I think it was $4 or $5. So I got a whole bunch of them. So the plates are also eBay or maybe Amazon. So and they're both in 0 to 100%. This actually is a Clarostat, which is a well-known maker of potentiometers from years ago, and it comes in 2 colors. So you can pick your color. This one does not come in 2 colors, and they both about the same price. They're $2 or $3 a piece. And it kind of dresses up the plate. So the switch is DigiKey. There we go, DigiKey, and you got a part number about 1 mile long, and you look at that thing. So, and I chose this switch because the box is fairly shallow. See? So if you get the switch in there, it ain't got very far to get before it gets to the bottom. And in addition, this part protrudes quite a ways into the box, so you have to be sure and clear that. So this is a handy switch, and there's no current. It's in the area of 30-40 milliamperes. So the switch can go all day. I think he's a 6 ampere. Nope. He's a 5 ampere. Yeah. So that's a switch, the standard 10K pot, non-linear taper. This is straight, straight taper. I'm sorry, it is linear taper. It's not a log taper. Yeah, that would be really strange on this thing. So 10K ohm, 1/2 watt carbon pot. So that's that. And the box is a CU124 Bud Industries box. So also from DigiKey. So I'm thinking the switch, the pot, and the plate, and the box, I don't think it's $15 worth of stuff. So it's not bad. So CU124 comes with the hardware, 4 screws. It's easy to machine. Use a step bit when you drill the holes for the 2 holes for these switches in the knob, because it cuts a really clean hole. If you try to use a regular drill bit in sheet metal or thin metal, you know that you don't get a round hole. So this is really kind of a handy item for this. So, all right. So the Ethernet cable allows you to stretch it out or go someplace long or further away from your machine for some unknown reason, and it's easy to replace. Everybody's got oodles of these things laying around the house with your cable TV or whatever computers. There's a lot of this stuff around. There's no reason to buy one specifically. So if you get tricky, you can get your own crimper and make your own cable. So let's get a look inside this thing. Okay, so that's the magnet holding that together. That's in there. So the magnet's from eBay, and I'll include this little document here, and it has all the part numbers from DigiKey for the components and the magnets and the LCOM stuff. So what I did was number the switch and the pot 1, 2, 3 across these contacts, and then this document here specifies 10K pot pin 3 is blue, and 10K pot pin 1 is orange, and 10K pot pin 2 wiper is black. So blue, orange, black. Oops, no, blue, orange, black. That's my mistake. So black is in the center. And so if you put the box together and label 1, 2, 3 right to left, then the list, the wire list, will line you up perfectly with the pin numbers or the color numbers on the Cat 5 plug. So now that's pretty much the extreme of this thing. So you can see that the switch has to be quite a ways forward here, that way, to get clear of the back. And everything has to be, of course, clear of the magnet. And I don't know what strength the magnet is, but it's brutal. So, and when you stick this box on something, it doesn't move or come off of there. So you can use whatever magnet you want. You could stick them on the back. I just like them on the. So it's got a lot of grip. All right, so that's the basics of the control box, and of course it doesn't have to be this box, it doesn't have to be that switch. You can make it any way you want. So, you could even break the center wire on the switch and go down to a foot pedal and just open and close that wire with a foot pedal, and this you have foot pedal control for starting and stopping your drill press or whatever machine you want to deal with. So in operation, you got to wait for him to boot. So typical serial number, I haven't quite figured out. The Chinglish book is not is all right. It has a very good description of each of the memory addresses of what they do. Well, it's fairly good. They're a little, sometimes a little ambiguous about their actual function and the interaction between these addresses and other addresses. So what I did is, once I got this and the other two programmed to run the way I like, without failing, without faulting, this is the contents of almost every memory location that's in this machine. So if you basically get a similar machine, or this machine, or a similar size machine made by the same manufacturer, which is Huanayang, 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 from Hong Kong Y&F Group Limited. Then these memory addresses in the firmware should be in the same places and do the same things. I looked, when I bought this machine, I looked online to try and find what was giving me trouble with it. There wasn't very much information, and 2 or 3 people had a comment about why can't they just get all the memory addresses of a working system while this is that. So doesn't mean it's perfect, and doesn't mean that it can't be better. And if you find some of these that are not in the right place, then let me know, then I'll edit this sheet. So anyway, this will be included on this page. So for what we want to do with this machine, there's probably 70% of these addresses here that don't really pertain to what you're doing, or even affect. I mean, you can have 8 or 9 different toggle speeds that you can select to step up and step down, and you can have a PLC, a programmable logic controller, to talk to this thing with its own firmware. There's just a myriad of functions and things you can do. You can have acceleration ramps and deceleration ramps, and like you're starting a huge, massive blower or pump, and you need a ramp up speed of 1,000 seconds to get it up to full yield. So, but all that is not really pertaining to what we want to do, and including it gives you the wiring diagram for how this works, which is 6 wires. It's really not difficult. The only other thing I missed, and this is on this other part, is if you want to stop this thing instantly, or you want to stop, like the drill press has maybe 100 to 150 pounds of steel connected directly to the motor, and it was giving me trouble faulting the controller on deceleration. So you can actually bypass more power using a braking resistor. So this is a typical resistor, about that size. It's 400 watts. It's about 100 ohms. Costs you about 70 bucks. So really not, as far as I can tell, worth doing it. All you have to do is extend this stop time out to about 3 or 4 seconds, and that takes care of itself. So the big drill press, the 100-year-old drill press, is probably one of the hardest things this thing's had to do, is to try and stop all that mass when you're changing directions, or you're just going to stop. So, all right then. So this is the first part. Just happened to do with the box. I'm going to get started. The next video should be on how to program and wire the system and get it set up and running. So thanks a lot, and